Anime was a mistake. Nokotan proves it with each passing episode. This is probably anime of the year, let's be honest, but I most likely am saying that because I've been indoctrinated into a deer cult. But in the first half of this episode, I was convinced the episode was over, because I was like, man, that was a lot to process, and we were halfway through it, and I thought to myself, my brain's gonna explode. In any normal circumstance, trying to blow up the school should have been the most WTF moment. And I think most people will probably even forget about that, because what the this is probably the most genius show I've ever seen. But sometimes even I have to wonder, has anime gone too far? Because what the hell? You cannot... I refuse to accept... These are laws, in my opinion. If you think otherwise, you're just lying to yourself. Nokotan is the devil. She's literally Satan, who has been sent to destroy the humanity. And she's a cult leader. There's no other way to put it. I have full live reactions over on Patreon. If you want to see my mind melt in real time, it's going to be over there exclusively. So, it's a brilliant show. But even brilliant shows can make you question if this medium was a mistake. The fact that it runs with the deer joke. Like, this is the difference of someone with a dumb idea and can kind of make it work for like a little gag strip, like 4-panel manga, and one who can be like, I'm gonna take it up a notch. The concept of deer, and just like how they're like, you're deer, you're gonna be the real deer, like, it's so stupid. It really is. It is peak idiotic nature. The person who's trying so hard to tear this club down gets roped in, and the fact that every step of the way, she's like, this is dumb as shit. And I'm like, you know what? She should join the group so we can have with our MC at least a couple of characters who point out this makes no sense. And then they talk about growing horns. And I'm like, okay, no, it's not going to happen because they're all literally humans. You can't have a human grow horns. And then it's just like, close your eyes. And this is the crazy thing to me. Whether or not Nokotan knows what she's doing, or she's actually just that stupid, because either one could be just as likely. Every time she opens up her head, there's no brain in there. So she could just be an idiot. But the fact that she is clearly the one growing her damn horns, and she's like, you're the real deer, you grew my horns unlike anyone else. If I was thrown into this world, I would not last more than a week before I would have to take extreme measures, because there's no way I could deal with this. When they showed me the SWAT team coming rolling in, I just thought to myself, hire 20 more of them. This is the dumbest character I've ever experienced, and I just both crave more and want mental therapy. We have a gang fight, right? One has 2 tasers. One has a chain, and one has a discount baseball bat that Negan would use from The Walking Dead. You know what? Okay, it's a little extreme for school, but not the craziest thing we've seen. Antlers over here throws her antlers as, hey, use this. And she tosses it away, and it blows up the whole damn gymnasium. Now think about this for a second. If she would have used that in the way that she wanted, either by throwing it at the people or just keeping it held, they would have died. Nokotan tried to murder her because that explosion, the only reason they all suffered no casualties is because it was high enough that it pushed them all back. If they would have... She tried to kill her. And I don't think she realizes that. She eats her horns, she uses them as a storage compartment for banana, terrorist bomb level activity, and cult leader bullshit. I'm stumped. I am stumped because I legitimately love this show as much as I hate it. It is The most brilliant thing I've ever seen. This is the final anime, I think is what it is. Because at this point, there's nothing that's gonna stump you more, make you say, Pop Team Epic? Nah, it's funny. It's a wild show. Gintama? Nah. This deer. By the end of the show's run, our vocabulary is just gonna be deer. I want to know where she lives. Granted, by the fat stacks she clearly keeps in her head, she probably has a mansion by this show's logic. But it's the fact that we stalk her, and for an hour she sits in the park and does nothing. We think she's homeless. Then she goes to the zoo. Okay, sleeping with the deer, I guess that would kind of make sense. No, that's her job. And she's a swindler, man. The fact that she charges people who are so stupid that they think a deer's just talking, which, granted, the deer in the show do actually talk, just not to the full vocabulary as Nokotan. Charges $3 and then eats the food that she gives you. I think similar to our MC, who clearly has developed ulcers in her stomach because during the gang fight she literally is coughing up blood because of the misunderstanding about the love letter turned gangster note. The stress has done her in, and I think similar to her, I'm going to feel the same wrath. This show is brilliant. It is so freaking dumb while being simultaneously the smartest thing ever, but it's a cult. Deer Club is a cult. Nokotan is the worst. She is constantly freaking out and being the most villainous looking character while just gaslighting people into thinking they're deer. How did this show... How did the author come up with this? And how can it continuously develop? It's 1/3 parody, 1/3 school series, and 1/3 cult. And the recipe develops the dumbest, most beautiful thing I've ever witnessed. But anime was a mistake, and goddamn it, you know I'll be here for next episode. Thoughts down below. Yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell. And full live reactions over on Patreon. Half the episodes, my mouth is just hanging open because I'm melted. There's always going to be the people who think I'm just playing this up. No, I'm legitimately stumped on this show. My head feels like it's pulsating because I'm so just... But I love it. And, oh yeah, when you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got C. Yuge Abbas, Rio Cannon, Austin Trammell, and we also have Tim Kane. Yeah, I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and dear. Dear, dear, dear.